Let's go live. Your watch page. Hello, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of Painting Rebellion. Just trying to get set here. If somebody can let me know that the sound's okay, that'd be great. And that'll make things a lot easier. I'm just checking my hands to see where they are. And that should be good enough so we can get a little closer look on what we're going to be doing today. So I hope you enjoyed the first part. Next week we're going to do a little something different. On Tuesday we're going to go through some of the stuff that you're going to need for Mice and Mystics, because we're going to be building the Mice and Mystic board. So I'll probably do about 20 minutes and go over all the materials that we'll need for Thursday, which will be Mice and Mystics. With this, it's just, you get a box model, the Rebellion, and you paint it whatever you can. But with what we're going to be doing with the with the Mice and Mystics is actually building the boards. I want to give you guys a chance to go get the stuff if you decide that you want to follow along, and I'll do it step by step, and it'll go pretty good. No echo, no nothing like that, Matt. Thanks, I appreciate that. Okay, so one of the big questions that I was reading and that you guys had asked was where I got the bases. Now, these bases here are GW bases, okay? You can get these on the GW website. They're just flying bases. And like I said, unfortunately, I pre-drilled them because I really was kind of worried about people kind of getting nauseated by me actually drilling these models. And I worry about people's OCD. The other bases, which are these, are also GW bases. Okay, and you can find these on the website. They have all kinds of different sizes, and they're pretty reasonable, and you get enough. 100 should do for the entire project. And the flying bases, I'd say. I would get about 50 in case you have a problem and you break them off or something like that. So that's the way I would do that. So let's start. Where should we start, huh? Well, we'll start the easiest place first. How about we just get our palette out and get a little set up here. Now, I'm not going to paint every single thing in front of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I do. I'm not going to go exactly by Star Wars terms, okay? I have a few ideas in my head, and I'm going to go with that and what I want to see out of these ships. Now, as far as making every single marking exactly the way it is, you can do that, or you can do it however way. I will show you that we will be doing the snow bases, and you can see right here, I've already got this guy pretty much almost done, and you can see that we've got snow on there. Remember how if you remember last week, and if you got a chance to watch it last week, how we painted it this sky blue. And there was a reason for that. What we wanted to do was actually, we wanted that icy feel. And you see how that icy blue kind of comes through and kind of really lifts up that snow a bit. So there you go. We got a question here from Adams, and I'm going to do the best I can to answer every single question that you guys have or anything that you say, but help me out here and just put the word question in front of your question. That way I know it's not a question and you're not talking amongst each other. And if you want me to see what you're saying, just put question in front of it, and that way I can pay attention, because it's always good that you guys talk amongst each other and just enjoy yourself, sit back and enjoy it. Is it possible for you to paint the undead for battle lore? I am having issues with the bone horror pieces. All right, Adam, here's what I want you to do. Take a picture of the bone horrors that you're working on and send it to my email. It's novaprime860 at hotmail.com. And what I'll do is I'll take a look at it. I'll give you some suggestions. If you feel that that's too tough, maybe I can make you a quick video and send it to you, or put it up on my site private. But I'm really willing to help you any way I can. I try to help a lot of people, and I get lots of emails, and everybody can attest that I do answer every email and try to help people through. So, if you need some help, I'll be more than happy to do that. I would love to do the undead for the battle lore. Matter of fact, I think I need to do it for Tom. I'm not too sure, but I am taking a little bit of a break. I'm trying to get some of the projects I like to get done for the channel, and plus Sam and I got battling brushes starting up next week, and Cool Mini or Not were so nice to send us that game. So we really want to get going on that and do them some justice. If people are nice enough to do that, we like to follow through with it. Question, have you played the game yet? What are your thoughts? No, not at all. As you can see, I'm still working on it. I hope to get it done and then and give it a go. I know one of the girls is excited. Janice is very excited about playing this, and it's a two-player game. And since she's such a Star Wars nut, I think she'll really enjoy this. And I think we're playing something live tomorrow night on my channel. I think we are playing, believe it or not, Caverna. We've never played it before, so we're kind of excited about that. Okay, so let's get back to work here. All right, the first thing I want to do is I want to get a nice light gray, and this is actually a folk art gray. It's a very light gray, and the reason I want that is that we are going to try to lighten up. If you remember, we put the washes all over these guys, and you see how dark they are right now. And they have that dark gray in there, and we really want to kind of bring that out. We want to be able to, leave that darkness in the recesses in certain areas, but really kind of, and if you can see how that all comes to pass there, where it comes out a bit. All right, so question, why do you decide to fully paint versus dry brush? How do you detail rebel troopers versus stormtroopers? Well, there's the rebel troopers. I mean, I mean, these things are small. They're as big as my thumbnail. Okay, so as far as getting really great detail on them, I'm really not really worried about it. I took care of their pants. I made sure their vest was fine. We got the helmet, we got their flesh color, their gun, and their shirt. And I think they're good enough for this type of game. Now, if they were, like Imperial Assault, I think we're talking a different story. But right here, I'm just trying to get it where it's something I enjoy. So there we go. And that was Eric, by the way. Okay, so nobody's asking any questions, and good, so let's get started. So we're going to take some of that gray and plop that right in there. And I hope I put some, yes I did. I've got some paper towel here. And all I'm going to do, and what I try to do is nice beginner's job, something that you guys can feel very comfortable with. And I do like to make sure that I get all the paint off. So I put paint on the brush, and then I make sure that I get the paint off the brush. Oh, you're welcome, Eric, anytime. And it's always nice to have questions, so I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm not the greatest painter in the world, but I do enjoy what I do. It makes me happy, and I have a vision in my head, and you may have something totally different. And that's the best thing about being able to paint, is just being able to see what you want to do and do what you like to do. And, just get it out there. All right, so I really don't mind taking and painting the bottom here. So when I feel that I took too much of the paint off, I always use the bottom of the base, because nobody really looks at the bottoms of the base. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm left-handed, so I just got to switch things around because I had to put the camera on the right-hand side there. Rob, did you watch the teaser trailer yet for Star Wars Rogue One yet? What did you think? Some of the guys were watching it, and I just did not get a chance to see it. And I'm hoping to watch Star Wars this weekend because I still haven't even seen that. So all we're going to do, and you see how I have my hand. Now, because I have bigger hands, I like to hold my brush a little higher because I'm a little too aggressive with the brush. And all we want to do is really just kind of go over, and we want to make sure that we don't end up with a lot of brush strokes. And that's key here. And we want to get that lighter gray in there. And we're just nice and easy, just kind of going over it, making sure that we get everything, that gray color in there. And I'm going to show you how we do the snow basis, and I'm going to show you what I use for snow too. So you guys can go out and decide if you guys want to try to pursue doing it this way. You can do this way. Matt, question. Hello, Brian. Do you prefer a flat brush to a rounded brush for dry brushing? I find that flat brushes sometimes leave more visible lines. I actually like the rounded brush. I have this one here. Okay. With these, I just don't feel I have enough control because they're so small. I mean, look at that brush compared to that right there. Okay. With this smaller flat brush, I feel I have a little bit more control and I can control it a little better. And that's what works for me. Like I said, the round brush might work better for you. And that's what's important. You have to find your comfort zone. It doesn't mean that, you watch me and all of a sudden say, well, I'm going to do it his way. You take what I show you and you can go, well, I've seen somebody else do it a different way and I like the way that person does it. And then just do it that way. It really turns out to be the way that you're comfortable. And I hear my poor wife sniffling. She's not feeling very well. She hasn't felt well for a couple days, that poor girl. Huh, you're not feeling too good.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
No. Poor Queen T. Just not feeling well. Someday maybe you guys will see her. Right now she's an enigma.
Yeah.
What? It's best to keep it that way, she said. Okay. We'll keep it that way. And you see, I just have enough on this brush. And I'm using a cheap nylon brush, okay? I know, I like bristle. I like expensive bristle. And I have a nice collection of expensive bristle. And I use that for more of my more important models, let's put it that way. And with these, because they're so, it doesn't matter what I do to these brushes, and these models, all I want to do is try to get a good feel for it and get the color, the shading that I want. Question. What's for dinner tonight, Rob? Well, what did you call that?
Velveeta.
Velveeta?
Double cheeseburger macaroni.
Double
casserole.
cheeseburger macaroni casserole. That's what we had for dinner. So I had to make sure I ate before I got online. So there you go. So if you think that we don't answer every question, we answer every question. We try to be very attentive to everybody that takes the time to answer a question. So I want to thank you all for asking questions. Rob, you're inspiring me to try painting. Can you recommend some good starter games or good miniature game kit to get started with? Well, I'm telling you right now, next week is going to be a good one because it's going to be Mice and Mystics. And I'm going to actually build the 3D boards, but while we're there, why don't we take a look at the miniatures too? I think they're very easy to work on, and I think they're a lot of fun. Question. What is the best way to remove minis from the base? I am trying to paint my mice and mystics, roaches, spiders, and centipedes, and I would like to paint the bases separately. Boy, I think they're in there really, really good, and I wouldn't try that because of the way they are. So I honestly think, see, I made a mistake right there. Now, that's not a big deal. That's really not a big deal. Sometimes you could just take your hand and rub it over there. And I don't want to edit anything out. I'm not that type of guy. I want you guys to see me make mistakes, how I adjust to certain mistakes. Sometimes, listen, I mean, there's a lot of great painters out there. But sometimes I think it's good if they just show that they're human, because I hear it from a lot of you guys. I get a lot of wonderful emails from you. And by the way, please keep them coming. You can get a hold of me at novaprime860@hotmail.com. I'm not going to give you my wife's email because she'll kill me. But all you want to do, I mean, the point I was trying to make is that, I really, really want to just be able to, help you guys, walk you through things, and maybe even learn some things from you, because there's a lot of you out there that are very, 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 very good painters. And it's, like I said, I hear a lot from you guys how intimidating people can make it. And I just want to make this something that's very, very comfortable for you guys and something that's very, very enjoyable. And that's important. All right, so there we go. So as you can see, I got that nice kind of gray look in there, and that's exactly what we want. My first painting project, okay, question, Rob, have you ever sculpted your own bits for games, or do you stick to painting existing minis? No, I've done some sculpting in the past. Didn't come out that very well, but well, no, I think I liked it. As a matter of fact, I made a couple crystal balls for some wizards and stuff like that for a particular game. So we're going to put this guy aside for now because we're going to come back to him. Now these guys, I want to do the same thing while we have that gray out. You see, while we have this paint out, we really want to kind of utilize it as much as we possibly can. Question, what advice do you have for someone who does not have a steady hand detailing and whatnot? Well, the best thing I can tell you is practice, practice, practice. But make sure that you are very centered, okay? My hands aren't steady, and my eyes are horrible. As a matter of fact, what did I do with that helmet thing that I had? Because I'm going to need it very soon. Oh, I just had it, for crying out loud. Oh, there it is over there. Okay. I'll have to get up and get that in a second. My eyes are bad. My hands are bad from lifting. I do a lot of power lifting, so my hands just aren't the same anymore. So I really, really I'm kind of shaky in that point. So what I do is I try to stay centered at the table, keep my hands very centered, and my body very even, and my elbows on the table. And when I'm trying to detail something, I make sure that the only thing that's moving is my wrist and my fingers, and I have the maximum control of the brush that I have. And you'll find that the control and the steadiness will come. It really does. It really does. Now for these guys, we want to do the same thing. Only we want to go a little bit heavier on the gray because they're a heavier gray type of light gray. And really kind of want to dry brush these old Sammy way, the way Sam likes to dry brush. Let me just try to keep up with the questions here. What would you suggest wash in for the ion cannons, green or blue? The ion cannons that I saw, and this is the ones that we have right here, so I'm going to actually put this down for a moment. The ones that I saw, these were more gray, and this was embedded in the snow for the most part. And then, of course, we're going to paint this silver because this entire area is silver. So I think I'm going to go with what I saw, and I'll show you right here. You can actually, if you want to, you can actually have the snow come up a lot more if you like, and really bury this thing if you wanted to. Like, I was thinking of putting some rocks in there and stuff like that, but I didn't see any rocks in that movie when they were on hot, that's for sure. I saw an ice cave though. Okay. Have you played any new games recently that you really loved? Yes, on my channel, and I'm not here to promote my channel, so please don't take it that I'm trying to tell you, oh, go to my channel and see. But we played live, and we above and below, and we played it, I have to say, about 5 times in a row. We really had a lot of fun with that game. We really enjoyed ourselves. It was so much fun. We liked the story, even though it was kind of, well, if you don't help this old man, you're not going to get anything special, or that kind of thing. And of course, my son, who just didn't care, he would rob from people and get all the money that he wanted to, and do whatever. So it was a lot of fun. Are you dry brushing over a gray primer coat? What I did was I primed them gray, and then I washed them in black Newell oil, and now I am dry brushing on top of that, so I can get a little more detail. And I think it really shows on the ATs, I think it is, where you can see how you still have that kind of wash look in there, but with the gray coming over the top. I think it's a nice look and something I enjoy. I think it looks pretty good. All right, so that's how that'll go. I got a couple over here, so we'll take these guys out of here. I can do those another time. Now, since we have the gray out, we're gonna keep working right here. I started working on this guy a little bit. And again, hey, how are you? She's okay. She's okay. She's okay. Out of the trash, young lady. I have a German Shepherd. She's how old is she now?
She is.
So much for professionalism on this show. 16 months. We have a 16-month-old German Shepherd, and she is the greatest dog ever. But boy, she likes to come kiss me at inopportune times, but that's okay. I can always use the love. That's for sure. So I want to kind of leave this dark gray in here. Okay. Oh, got a question. Hold on. You missed Eric's Blood Rage painting question above. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go up. Just bear with me for a second, guys. I don't like missing questions. I really do try to get every question. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I apologize. I'm working on Blood Rage minis, and some of the models have tight spots for priming and painting. How do you deal with the nooks that are still visible but hard to paint? And I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that, especially that one particular giant where you got to try to get in between his legs because he's got that big axe thing in front of him. I think you're talking about. That was the first. Once I would turn it on its side and try to prime it the best I can to make sure that I got in every area that I needed to. Now, look what I'm doing here. All I'm doing is, and I'm worried about, is just getting. I got very little paint in here, but I'm really just working the brush in there because I want everything to be nice and consistent. It's almost like tickling, and you can see where it's starting. Whoops. How about if I, hold on. I'm sorry. I have to pull up, when I go to move the thing up, what happens is that I lose the area. And all I'm doing is just tickling this here. And you can see how that nice gray, but we're keeping this in here, that dark gray, and that's what we want. But getting back to the Blood Rage question, I'm sorry I missed yours, Eric. I really apologize. But what I did is that was the first area I made sure I attacked. And I would take a thin brush, and it was such a pain in the neck every single time. But I would eventually just, after I did so many sets, it became very easy for me after a while. But I made sure that that was the first area, the hard areas to attack. That's where I would go after first. All right, let's get a little more gray on this brush. And I'm not worried about this brush. I can really grind with this brush because it's a cheap nylon brush. Especially when you're going to do a lot of dry brushing over hard areas, and this is very, very coarse. You know, you want to get yourself a cheap brush to do it with. Okay, let's make sure that I've got everything here. Question, Rob, do you back a lot of big miniature games on Kickstarter, or do you wait for them to become available retail? I wait for them to come retail. I've never backed a Kickstarter yet. Um, the reason I wait retail is because I have so much stuff to do as it is that I really try to just, you know, when it comes out retail, I end up getting it. And sometimes if it doesn't have my full interest right off the bat, it'll sit on those shelves. And if you guys have seen the shelves in the videos, you know, there's a lot of games on there that still have wrappers on them. And what I'm trying to do, especially over this time that I have before the Jack Vasel auction at Dice Tower, um, is to really try to um, take the time to kind of go through everything, play everything, paint everything for myself. And I want to do something special for the Jack Vasel Memorial Fund this year. So I'm really gonna. I think if you're not there, watch the video that we'll do of it, and I think you guys will really get a kick out of what I've got planned. I'm not going to give up my secret plans though. And you see what I'm doing here? I'm taking this and I'm just taking my time and tickling it. And you see the effect I'm getting? This is pretty. This is exactly what I'm wanting, where this kind of all outlines, but we got that dark inner spear there. And just remember, just in case you guys are just coming in, if you want me to answer anything, you know, I can usually see if you're just saying hi, just say hi. But the other thing is please just put put question in front of your question so I can answer them. Okay, let's see. If I'm missing anything. No, okay, we're all up to date. Rob is taking questions over the phone too. Yes, caller number 1. See, I should have been a DJ. There we go. Caller number 1, you've just won. And by the way, if a lot of you guys don't know, Tom asked me, I don't think Tom mentioned it yet, but I will be going to Gen Con this year. I will be going with the boys. So that ought to be fun. Knowing my luck, I'll probably have to room with Jason. That's okay. I like hearing them. So there we go. We kind of got that exactly where we want. That's perfect for what we're looking for. And there we go. So what's the next thing that we can take? Well, we still have some gray in here. And what you try to do, and the fastest way to do things, if you have one color, you try to get everything where you can just get all that color done all in one shot. And that's what really, really, really helps. Yeah, we do have a home phone. Do you know something? I've argued with my wife time after time about having a home phone. I don't know why we have a home phone when she's on her phone 24/7. That's almost like her best friend. If I asked her right now to look something up, poof, she'd have it faster than I can think about it. It's amazing. All right, here we have the Death Star, and you can see I already primed it gray. I took and washed over it again. Okay, so now it's just doing the same thing that we just did. So hold on here. Did I lose something here? Okay, that's what I want to make sure. And now it's just taking, see, I think that's a little bit too much already. But all I want to do is just nice and slowly take my time and go over the evil Death Star. But not lose any of the detail that I spent so much time trying to get. I don't want to cover up those crevices. And I really kind of want to make sure that I fill out those panels as much as I can. So I'm just going to take my time and go over this and just tickle this as much as I can. And sometimes I'll just come back to the paper instead of going into anything else and just go over it and try to make it as even as possible. I can see where I made a mistake already, but that's okay. They're all good mistakes because we can fix anything. Mistake only means you got to put a little more work into it. That's all. And that's one thing that you just got to learn. You can't get discouraged because you make a mistake. We're human. And that's what we do. We make mistakes. We're born to make mistakes. Okay. Question. How long have you been involved with the Dice Tower and or your own channel, and how long did you get into doing it? And how did you get into doing it? I'm sorry. I've only got my glasses on the best. How long have I been involved with the Dice Tower? I say it's about a year now. I've been involved with the Dice Tower. I started to really get to know the guys a couple years ago. I really felt horrible about when he lost Jack, and so I made it my life to build this Death Star. If you guys ever get a chance, go over to my channel and take a look at the Death Star. Now that's one I will direct you to. It's the very first video I did, and it was about 2 years ago, I think. And I decided I had a YouTube channel. I thought it'd be fun if I just put it up on there because I wanted to show the whole process. Now, I've always built models and stuff like that, and I've always pretty much kept to myself. There's no gaming groups up here in Florida or anything like that. And so I would look forward to going to the Dice Tower Con because finally I could be amongst my own people. Well, to be honest with you, the groups were just so nice, but there was never anybody that ever lived near me. You know, they were always 2, 3, 4 hours away, and it was kind of disheartening. But I got to know a lot of people and everything like that. And even Tom, one time I was walking around and I didn't have anybody to play with, and I didn't know Tom worth anything. He asked me to sit down and play Cosmic Encounter. He says, we can use another one. And I said, yeah, sure. So that's how I got to know him, and we had a good time playing that. Then they remembered me because I made this 4-foot by 4-foot Death Star that I built tile by tile by tile. And sorry if I'm going on too long about this, but I built it tile by tile. I molded each tile myself. So it was 396 tiles, I think. You could check the video if you want. It was 396 tiles, which I sat there and I molded out of a silicone mold because I had gotten 6 tiles of the Death Star. And there was no way, I would pay the money for all the tiles to be already made. So I decided to make the tiles myself. So I made the thing out of wood, and then I built this entire thing and then built the trench itself. And this was all for X-Wing. So, then I decided to paint the whole thing, and I tried it out at a local convention here to see how it would play because I invented rules for it. So I tried it out. It worked perfectly. Nothing fell apart. I even built turrets for it. I'll never forget that. So I got a hold of Patrick, who runs the Dice Tower convention. I'm sorry if this is a long story, but then it's just kind of apropos since I'm doing the Death Star here. And I said, listen, I have this 4-foot Death Star I want to donate to the Jack Vasel Memorial Foundation. Now, the thing probably cost me about, cost me about $300-400 to make. So it wasn't that bad. So I brought it down, and everybody just were shocked over it. And Sam saw it, and he started talking to me about it, and we got a kick out of it because he's a big Star Wars guy. And so it went for the auction. I was just praying that it would go because I just wasn't sure of myself, as far as building something for an auction. Everybody was donating all these wonderful games and stuff like that. But somebody ended up buying it, and a matter of fact, a couple people were fighting over it, and it was just really nice. I felt very, very good, and I was just glad I can do something. So the next year, I tried to do something even bigger, because I always try to make $1 more than I did the prior year. So I painted a whole bunch of games. Whoops. See, even I screw up on camera. I painted a bunch of games, and that went for more than I did the prior year. And then last year, where I really got some attention, was Forbidden Stars came out, and it was really, really a you're talking about 1,000. I mean, 144 pieces. So I had done one for it had just came out, and I said, this would be cool, and let's see if I can get it done in 3 days. So I painted all 144 pieces in 3 days and made it to the auction, and Tom really wanted the game. And he was bidding for it, but somebody else, matter of fact, Patrick got it. Patrick, who runs the convention, he bid like $500 or something like that for it. And Richard Launius wanted one, and Tom wanted one, and everybody still, somebody asked, would I paint another one? And before you know it, I ended up painting like, I think it was like four copies, and everybody paid the next lowest price. So I went home, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get to work on this. So I went down to Cool Stuff, and I bought all the things and got them all painted out, and I sent Tom his because Tom wanted one, and I said, yeah, sure. And so I got that done, and then Tom in his question and answers had said, I really thanks for painting and doing all that for us. I really appreciate it. And somebody asked, would they ever do a painting segment? And Tom thought about it, and he goes, yeah, I would really like to. So I got a hold of Tom, and then I said, Tom, I would like a chance at that. I think it'd be fun, and I think I can do some really good stuff. And that's how it all started. And then before you know it, we all became very good friends, and I started doing more and more for the channel because I can do other things, I guess. He took a look at my channel, and I do a lot of different things, and we all just became very good friends. And it's really been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and they're good guys. I love going down there. We just laugh so much. Z and I are always trying to see who can outdo who and make the other person laugh more than the other. I hope I didn't miss any questions. Okay, so here we go. We got, as you can see, we're working on this Death Star, and we're getting that color, and we're still keeping, if you notice the contrast in here, how the wash got in there, but we still have that dark gray feel to it. It's going to take a lot of work here to get this done, and I really kind of want to wrap this segment up in an hour today. So let's see what we can do here. All right, so we've got Death Star done. Let's put this one aside. We took care of one of the Super Star Destroyers. And let's kind of work on some other things real quick so you guys get to see it. And I think on Tuesday, maybe we'll call it Follow-Up Tuesday, where I'll just show everything kind of done, and then we can just go over some questions and stuff like that. So the way I'm trying to think of doing this is going forward with this particular segment, I want to paint live for you guys. I think it's better. I think you get more out of it. I can take my time, and it's something that doesn't become an hour taping, but you guys can feel like you're part of it, and I think that's really, really important. What do we want to do? Oh, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Because okay, I want to show you how you do these here, and at the same time we can darken up some of these here too. Okay, so now I'm going to have to get up for a second, so bear with me. Okay. because I do need my little headset here. Because my eyes just aren't that good. Oh, don't bring the tennis ball over here because I'm not going to play with you right now, you silly girl. All right, so yeah, let's put a little more light on the situation. Let's get our little palette here. Let's just get some black in there. And we're just going to take, I'm going to show you, these are really, really, really small models. Really small. So I really try to use a smaller brush that I feel that I can get the control that I want with. And most of the time, I'll use something like this. And this is a, oh God, it's an Atlas brush, RC104. I've had this for a long time. It's just got a nice little edge on it. It's a beautiful bristle brush, and I really enjoy it. Okay. Question, does your wife play games? If so, what kind? Nah. She really, really kind of doesn't like to play games that much. She'll play once in a while, and I think she played, oh God, we played Quirkle. She really enjoyed. She played, oh, what was the other game that we really liked that she actually was interested in? Oh, Ticket to Ride. The gateway game of the universe. Okay, so there we go. All right, so let's start first place first. Okay, the most important thing is getting this gun because that's going to help bring out this guy a little bit. If he's just all white, it just ain't going to work. We want to put that gun in his hand. You see what a difference that makes? And you just kind of want to work that in on the back side there. And there we go. We kind of got ourselves a stormtrooper. That's not a real good one, though. I think that one I went a little too light with. Like I said, you make mistakes. You don't. I'm actually gonna yell out for a second, so bear with me, guys. Hey, Just, can you take out the dog, please? Thank you. One of the things I always liked about my channel, and we always laugh about it, um, is that you get to see my family 110%. You get to see the good stuff. You get to see us fight while we're playing, because my family's very, very competitive. You get to see the dog. You get you'll hear the dog bark and stuff like that, and that's just the way it works. So there we go. So there's a couple stormtroopers that we got where we want to get. Black. Oh, well, this is the most important thing. And this is the part that I really want to sell home here, is getting inside these gaps here. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. This is really important. Question, can you zoom out and show your whole setup, desk, light and everything, and maybe the German Shepherd pup? I wish I could, buddy. It's kind of hard with this thing. Maybe when the pup comes over, I'll pick up the camera towards the end. How's that? Question, Rob, are you picky about lighting when you pay? Do you prefer specific types of lights or bulb? It really comes down to my eyes. And my eyes are, I'm an old man. Yes, I am, dear. I'm getting very old. And my eyes are going on me and my hands are going on me. So the thing is to just really start to learn how to adjust to not being 20 anymore, or 30 even, or 40. I mean, those are just little things that you have to get used to. Now, here's the key to this, and it takes a little patience, but I always like to start in the middle and work my way out. Now, you can see my hands are not that steady, but look what I'm doing. I've got both hands on the table, okay? And it's not so much that I'm painting this or teaching you how to paint it. It's as much as just teaching you simple techniques here. See that? And there's one area. And then you start in the middle here, okay? You do what you feel comfortable, and just move the brush and move it closer to the edge. And that's how you're not going to hit any of those lines there. And the way you do that is by just making sure that you feel the brush. I always say this to everybody. The best way is to just get a good feeling for that brush, and that's the most important thing that you can ever do. So we're going to keep on working with this a bit here. See, I start in the middle and then I work. And you should do this in every type of model, especially when you're doing detail. Go to the biggest area until you feel that you have control of the paint and the brush and manipulate it until you can get it to where you want it. And that's the most important key there. See? And just take your time. And you'll get great results. I mean, look at that already. Okay, question. Rob, are you picky? Oh, no, we already answered that question. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Very good. I agree with that one. Well, you don't see me stop playing. I just am now compensating for my age, which isn't a bad thing. What keeps me young is I have a very pretty wife. I spend a lot of time chasing her. Keeps me fit. I've yet to catch her. She's in better shape. Alright, so as you can see, we're going to get in the middle here and work our way out. And we have children. That keeps us young, right, Tam? Yeah, it probably does a little both. See, now this one here, don't worry about getting it on the base, the black base, but you kind of, it's a tough angle because I've already got this glued down, and if you held this in your hands, it would just be too hard. So all I want to do is just make sure that I feel that I have enough control. And don't be afraid to turn the model to adjust to your hand. I'm left-handed, so I like turning it upside down so I get a good call. And you see how we got that there? That's pretty doggone good, wouldn't you say? Question, what is your favorite food? What do you think my favorite food is, Tam? Well, that's a dessert. And so we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. And I'm going to go a little faster because you guys have already seen this. See, because I'm a little bit more seasoned, I can go faster. But I really wanted to show you in slow motion how this all comes together by starting in the middle and working your way out. Boop. And for those of you that watch or have seen me before, you hear me say that all the time, and I really like to emphasize how important that is. Emphasize. There we go. Favorite food, let's think about that. Well, since I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, I would have to say pizza. The home of pizza, or so they say. That's where Pepe's is, and Sally's, and Modern Pizza, and Yale University, and the Peabody Museum. Used to love to go there when I was a kid. I miss the museum. Now my grandson goes. Question. Did you wash the TIE fighters? Yes, I did. I primed and washed them. Yes, I did. That way I just tried to get in. Now this one here is not. This is not one of the ones that I washed. Only for purposes that I really wanted this one to particularly stand out, so you guys can see me painting the dark, the black. And you would do the same thing. Now you see how I've got to turn my hand, and if you feel uncomfortable, that's when you have to slow up See, that's an uncomfortable movement right there. You want to make sure that all your painting movements are comfortable movements. See, so I'm going to compensate here. And just going to make sure I get in there. Forgive the dog drinking water. And you can see that we got ourselves a TIE fighter. Now, I'll do the inside, but I'm going to save that for again. Question, why did you move to Florida? Work, family, just preferably the weather? I like the cold weather. My wife hated the cold weather. We moved to Florida, mostly work. I'd say 99% work. We had jobs that wanted us to come down here, so we just picked up and went. And there you go. Okay. Now, another thing while we got the blackout is this is a good time to really take your time and try to get right in that window there if you want to. And you want to give that a little just black window there. Question, will you base the miniatures with sand, paint the bases in a distinct color, or let them be black? Well, for these here, I might just take and put some stars on it because they're all right, Gab, we get it. Boy, she's eating a lot today. We just fed her. We fed her beforehand so you wouldn't hear all that clanking and clearing. But she's very hungry today. But I could put stars on here. I'm doing the other bases. I'm going to do the snow, which I'm going to show you in a bit. These here, I'm just going to just give me a second here until Her Royal Highness stops eating. All right, Gab, come here. Come here. Everybody wanted to see you. Oh, no, now you don't want to come over. Come here. Okay, stay there. She'll come over later, and then I'll pick up the camera so you guys can see her. And we're just going to roll off a little black here. There we go. And there. Kind of like that over there. And just round off the edges here. And we're going to leave that guy like that. Because we're going to put a little silver over the top. So as far as the bases are concerned, there's a lot of different things you can do. It really depends on what you want to do with them. Now, what time is it? Okay, 6:51. I really don't want to keep you guys a long time here. So I'm going to show you a couple more things. First of all, if you have a hobby store near you, you're going to want to go or a train store even. They have snow, okay? Scene-a-rama, okay? Perfect for what you need. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The macaroni coming back up. And it's perfect snow. And let's take a look at it right here. And you can see it's as white as day. All right, so let's put that there for now. And since we got plenty of time, let's take some red here. And well, actually, we want to take some lead belcher here. And lead belcher is a silver. And it's a very dark silver. We want to make sure we get that good and mixed up. There we go. And what I like to do here is I like to paint the turrets here, or the guns as we call them. Then this guy here. Okay. Okay, you want to be a star? No, you're going to wait over there. Okay. And then right here on our ion cannon, we want to make sure that we get that silver in there. Or that lead belcher, because that's how that gun looks in the movie when I saw it. And I saw some stills that I took a look at beforehand. Now we're going to do something a little different with this one. So we got this. So we got the ion cannon where we got that. You see how effective that wash is right now, how that gets in there. Question, Rob, what is the oldest game in your collection? Do you own any especially valuable or rare games? I've got Hero Quest, I've got Warhammer Quest, which is exceptionally expensive right now. And I do my oldest game. I think I have Dark Tower. I don't know if that's the most expensive game. I think the most expensive game I got is oh goodness, what would the most expensive game be? The Small World collector's edition I think is pretty expensive right now and hard to get. And the oldest game, yeah, it's probably Warhammer Quest and Hero Quest, because I think they came out early 80s. Oh no, I have even older than that. Tactics 2. Tactics 2, which is an old military game, 1959. I have a lot of old war games. They're not worth much. Question: Are you going to paint the forward window of the at red? Yeah, eventually. I think that's a pretty good idea. But you know, the problem is especially with these guys, the detail is not in these models. They're really not very detailed, and it's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. But I'll do the best that I can get out of these guys. But right now, I just want to show you guys how. Star Wars nerd trivia. What does TIE stand for in TIE Fighter? Bow. I really don't know, but I'd like to know, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Why do you wash after? Oh, I missed that question. James, did I miss that question? Yes, I did. I'm so sorry, James. Why do you wash after primer? Because I really want that dark contrast in there. Like I primed these white, but I took a wash, and now I got those hard lines that I want in there. So that's what I really try to bring out. I want that three-dimensional type of look. So let me show you real quick on how we go about basing these two guys up. So this is Elmer's Wood Glue, and you can get it for $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. Boy, I'm a real card today, aren't I? And I'll just put a little in my palette there. Now, when you're doing this, make sure you got yourself a brush that you really don't care about. And I hate this brush. I hate this brush with everything there is. Number one, I don't feel I have control with it ever because the bristles are too long on it. Okay, but it's thick enough for me to do what I need to do here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I am really going to glop on this wood glue. And I am going to paint it on, as you are seeing right here. Now, if you want some snow up on the side here, you can do that too. You don't have to be shy about it. You can put a little, let's make it like a little snowdrift on there. Be creative. The minute you stop being creative and try to be like everybody else, well, guess what? You're not yourself anymore, are you? Hey, that was pretty good, huh, Tam? Okay, so we're just going to put a little up there so we can get some of that snow drift on there. And if you want to make little hills, you can take a little styrofoam and put it on there. Answer, twin ion engines. Well, here you go. What does TIE stand for in TIE Fighter, Tam? Twin ion engines. There you go.
I knew that.
You knew that?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Gab, when I wanted you to come over here before, so we can get you on camera, you didn't want to come here. Now you're over here, and I'm in the middle of gluing these bases. Okay, so we got this guy all glued up. And let's just make, you want to make sure that you got that glue all over that base because that's important. And the best thing about this is this glue just washes right out of this brush. I've used this brush before, believe it or not. I just don't like it for painting. Oh, see, that's sticky stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the water. I'm going to clean that out real quick. And in the meantime, we're going to move this out of the way. And we're going to open this up. Question, why do you use wood glue as opposed to white glue or Mod Podge type of glue? Because it dries harder. And then what I do is afterwards, I water it down a little bit and I'll go over it and really make it solid in there. I just like wood glue for some reason. I think it's just a little more harder and it sticks quicker. So now we're going to take our thing and we're just going to take and we're going to put all that snow around there. See, look, it looks like it's on Hoth. See, I'll come up real close. Da, 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 da. No, that's the Empire. Oh boy. So now, remember, we put some on the side there so we can get some drifts. And then when you take it out, you just bang it. And there you go, look. Just like that. And you see, let me get another brush here. And you see, and I usually like to take the brush and just kind of go around and make sure everything gets some of that glue in there. And just roll this in there. Roll it in there. See what I'm doing there? You see how it's stuck to the sides there real nice? I would like that effect. And it looks like pretty cool, huh? I like that. Do they still make that glue that will get you stone? Oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that stuff. But you see how nice that looks? Okay, so let's put this guy down. There we go. Now let's do the same thing for the other guy here. Oh, what do you guys think? One more week of doing this? I'll put it off and then we'll work on the Rebel ships next week too. Oh, here's a good one. Let's do this one too while we're at it. I think next week we'll just I'll get a little bit of a head start and off camera and I'll get a lot of everything done and then we'll do this one more week. How about Tuesday we'll do another Rebellion and then finally Thursday we'll do our Mice and Mystics. And during the Rebellion I'll talk about what you're going to need and I'll make Rebellion a 2-hour thing. What do you think of that, guys? Or are you getting sick of this? Just leave in the comments if you didn't get to see this live what you think, if you like to see the third part of this. And also during that, we will talk more and more about getting ready for Thursday, which will be our Mice and Mystics build, which will be a lot of fun. And you know, also let me know in the comments if you still want me to keep doing these live things, or maybe you're just getting bored of them. I don't know. I like doing them, so as long as you guys like them, I'll keep doing them. Plus, Something nice on a Thursday and Tuesday night. And Tom cannot worry about the channel. It's the Rob takeover. We'll turn it into a Ameritrash night. How to paint Ameritrash. Okay, so let's put that back in the water. All right, so we got a little on there. And just do the same thing again. And there we go. Question, why do you put the glue on the side of the base to get the snow coverage there as well? I put the glue on the side so it gets all the way to the edge, and then I just rub it off with my fingers, believe it or not, and then I paint around. That way there's no real bold spots, you know. Okay, let's see. It's just something I've always done. That way I don't have to go back over it, see, and then I'll just go and I'll do this. So I don't end up with any, because it's easier to take it off than put it back on. Okay. And then once again, you take a brush and you roll it on. One guy said, I never get sick. That is Hulu 197900. Never get sick because I watch because I can't do. Don't ever say can't. That's the whole point of this, is to teach you that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. I really think that you can do this. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And you see that we're just getting this on here. And pound that up. And there we have one of those generators all snowed up. So it looks like it's on hot. What are you looking forward to at Gen Con? To be honest with you, I'm just gonna go there, and I think I'm gonna work the whole thing. I really don't think I'll have time to see anything, you know, because you know, I think Tom asked me to go there to work, so I'm really not worried about seeing anything or doing anything. I think it'd be kind of neat to see all you guys and whoever gets to go there and get to see all the fans of the Dice Tower. I think that is just really, really fantastic to be able to do that. All right. That is one hidden shield generator. Yeah, it sure is. We were going for the hidden shield generator. All right. So let's see. More live painting for sure. Thank you so much. Question: what are you doing for tabletop day? Probably watching whoever with the you know, the same thing you guys are doing. There's really nothing. I'm really out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, won't do. There you go. I don't have the patience. I don't have them patience. I'm getting my Cyclades creatures commission painted. Okay, there you go. David Fish, question. Would you or have you done a matte clear coat over a model that has snow on it like that? Yep, I have. And it's good. It just seals it up and to make sure it doesn't come off. Maybe in the future, I'll have lots of great tips from watching you and Sam. Yeah, I hope so. I hope we can. Our whole point is to try to help you guys and just make you guys enjoy and just see a couple of regular guys have a good time. Question, let's suppose you completely mess up a model. Would you just prime the model again and start over, or would you lose too much detail? I would probably just prime over it. You lose a hair detail, but I think you can get it back. You know, I've done that where I've reprimed over something I didn't like how something came out, and I reprimed over it, and it came out fine. It really did. All right, so we will do part 3 of this. So now you know how to do snow bases. You saw how we dry brush all the Empire ships. We use that gray, how we layer everything. Next week we'll work on the engines, getting that nice engine color on there. We'll also be painting the bases of these little guys because you don't want them to look like garbage. And we will head over to the Rebels, and we will do the Rebels, finish that up, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape to call it a series. And then at the very end of the show, next Tuesday, what I'll do is, hopefully you guys will be able to catch it, because that Thursday we will be doing Mice and Mystics, as well as I think we're going to be starting battling brushes next week too. So we have painting galore for you. So if you guys enjoy this, you guys are going to see a lot, that's for sure. So let's just, I'll take some questions. I'll give you guys a good couple minutes if you like. And if you want, I will just turn this up on my ugly helmet. I'll take the helmet off. How's that? That's good. And let's take a look and see what we got here. Maybe in the future. Okay, question. Let's suppose, okay, we answered that one. Rob, could you possibly give your opinion on a ballpark estimate for the cost of acquiring the basics to begin painting minis? Okay, if you want to go with good paints, okay, like Vallejo, you can get these at Hobby Lobby. They're just a regular, average, everyday store. Uh, your basic colors that you would need, I would say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Those are basics. And a metal, 21, 24. Just to find out if you like it, you can use a Dixie cup to wash your brushes out. You can buy a 15 pack of brushes for about $7.99, so that's $30. Let's see what else you would need. Washes, I would get 2 washes because that's going to help you on your way. So those you would have to get from Games Workshop or at a local game store. So let's call it $40. $40 can get you going pretty easy. Now, with that said, you can get some of those sets that they have from Army Painter, Games Workshop for about the same price, but get a lot better quality paints, and they usually work out pretty well. And they'll give you a model in there too to try out. So there you go. I think that's what it would cost. Now, if you want to do it yourself, it costs you $40. If you want to get it already pre-made, you probably get it probably about $35. Matter of fact, drive-through review. Joel, he had a great video on a beginner paint set that he got that he really liked, and I think it was $39, and it was really nice. Take a look at that video. He did a nice job. He was very nice to say a few things to me about me. Oops, I'm getting way ahead of the questions. So here, let me I don't want to miss anybody's questions or comments or hellos or anything. So, your estimate, okay, I painted over my Space Marines 3 times and you still see the deal. Okay, great. What's your favorite book? Dune. That's my favorite book. I always liked that, and I thought the movies were okay, but they did a mini series on Sci-Fi Channel a long time ago where they did that and Children of Doom, and I thought that was real good. I still have those. I wish I had the guts to paint my miniatures. It's just that they are so expensive and I don't want to ruin them. Sometimes you have to face the unknown, and sometimes it's worth it. And to have the bravery to do it. It does take bravery to do this. It really does, and you just have to find it within yourself and have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, because you have a great community that'll help you and walk you all the way through it. So I think it's a good thing to try, and I think it'll be rewarding for you in the end. Primer, Mick Paints has good, yeah, that's true. Practice on some of the basic ones. Thanks, Rob. Dune, nice. Thank you. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything. Next week, we'll do this again, and I answered all the questions. So I did pretty good. I was able to paint and answer questions. So we went over some things this week, and it was fun, and we kept it to about an hour because I don't want to keep you for 2 hours, or we would really motor through this. But let's do it again Tuesday if you like. I'll set it up, and we'll go from there. So I'm Rob Warren, and we will see you again soon. Make sure you watch all the content on the Dice Tower. We've got plenty of great things coming up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys being a part of this. We'll see you soon.